Well, thanks for clicking on to the Wednesday edition of Vogan'S United States Outlook. It is all happening in the world of weather, that's for sure. Not just one, not two, but three systems could generate a potentially devastating flood threat over the next 5 to 7 days on the eastern half of the United States. We've got a system that was originated over the Gulf of Mexico. That's now over the northeast, bringing heavy rainfall. System 2, we've got a cold front dropping out of the Great Lakes through the Ohio Valley, and it is expected to stall just off the east coast, potentially drawing in copious amounts of moisture-rich air from the Atlantic, bringing more heavy, potentially flooding rainfall. We're seeing with the initial system now currently over the northeast that brought flooding to Alabama, Florida, now up into parts of the northeastern region. But it's that frontal system pushing south that will stall at the coast or just off the coast, drawing in that moisture, and it is going to bring several inches of rain, further rain to the east coast. Then, let's not forget Joaquin. We've also got the potential for a hurricane threat on the east coast come the weekend. This is the latest infrared satellite imagery of the system here. Starting to gather a lot more organization here, looking a lot more symmetric, and there is some indication that there is an eye trying to form. This is probably a hurricane already. It's east of the Bahamas. Where exactly it'll go over the next 5 days remains to be seen. But what we do have is warm water, wind shear very slightly coming out of the north. That is also easing back. So with the warm water, generally in the 29-30 range Celsius, that of course is in the upper 80s in Fahrenheit. Basically underneath this system, we've got lightning wind shear. We are going to see this system become a hurricane. Exactly where the track goes determines on an east coast trough, and then there's also a trough to the east of the system. But I will show you this. This is the GFS 500 millibar height anomalies, and there is the system just to the southeast of Florida, east of the Bahamas. That is Joaquin. What you notice here is this is at 48 hours. So this takes us out to Friday. We've got a trough here associated with Ida here, all the way up to the northwest of the Azores. That extends all the way back towards Joaquin. Then it also connects up with this southeastern trough. It's the exact positioning, interaction between Joaquin and these two troughs that will determine exactly where this system goes. But the GFS is indicating that Ida and the trough starts to lift out. We're going to see the deepening of the trough over the southeastern half of the United States, and that will start to pull the system, Joaquin, northwards here. So you notice here that it's now detached itself from any influence of the trough to the east. We're starting to see heights building to the east of the system, while the heights lower over the southeast. What that means, folks, is the GFS sees this system coming onto the North Atlantic, the North Carolina coast come this weekend, probably by Sunday. And you notice here by Monday at 0Z, it's sitting on the Virginia-North Carolina border here. I agree with that type of scenario at the moment. This is the GFS surface, shows a 985 system east of the Bahamas. This is at 48 hours. This is at 72 hours. This is at 96 hours. The frontal boundary pushing through is pulling the system towards the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And you can see here, as of 6Z on Sunday, the 4th of October, 102 hours from now, that system is a 974 millibar hurricane off Cape Hatteras. By the time we get out to 108 hours, it's moved onshore, very close to Washington, D.C. as potentially a major hurricane. Major rainfall is going to be a massive problem up and down the east coast over the next 5 days. With this threefold attack, we could be talking about 2 feet of rain in some parts of the interior, northeast and mid-Atlantic over the next week or so. While we're talking about tropics, rainfall and whatnot across the lower 48, this is the latest scene. This is an overnight camera from downtown Fairbanks in Alaska. They've seen upwards of 7 inches of snow over the past 24 hours. This could be the second snowiest September on record here. The record is 1992. Lots going on. Keep checking back here on YouTube as well as on marfwinweather.com, and I'll keep you posted as best I can. Much more information in the written post, which will be available this afternoon. Bye for now.